Growers like Le Pierre have been eking a living from this land in eastern Cote d'Ivoire for decades. Finding workers and growing enough to get by are the usual concerns here. But Ebola has given them something new to worry about. The virus has killed thousands over the border in Liberia and Guinea.
Ebola is a very serious disease. I would say it's even worse than HIV and AIDS. We are all worried. The government must help us rural workers. The state must take measures to protect Cote d'Ivoire.
Because we planters work in the bush and contamination comes from wild animals, we are very worried. And also because the virus could potentially prevent us from doing our work.
Cote d'Ivoire produced 1.45 million tonnes of cocoa last season and supplies around 40% of the world's beans. Much of it goes out through this port, San Pedro, in the southwest. Many, though, worry about what else could come in through here. Port authorities began monitoring incoming ships for Ebola last month. Some 3,000 crew have been tested for symptoms, so far all negative. Local growers seem confident that government measures are enough to keep Ebola at bay. But exporters here are still concerned, and they say just a few cases along the border with Liberia and Guinea would be enough to disrupt the flow of cocoa beans. This has raised fears of potential supply shortages, driving prices up and prompting major exporters like Nestlé South Africa to ship cocoa at a faster pace. Others, though, say these fears are overblown.
With all the teams deployed to different towns along the border, at our ports and airports, I don't think we'll see any case of Ebola in Cote d'Ivoire.
And the government is convinced it can contain any outbreak. This would minimize the risk of quarantining entire regions, which exporters fear would prevent the movement of cocoa.
The Coffee Cocoa Council has already contributed equipment and supplies to the Ministry of Health to reinforce our capacity to protect cocoa producers and make sure that if a case does emerge, it's immediately contained and doesn't spread.
The world's cocoa buyers will undoubtedly be keeping a close eye on Cote d'Ivoire. As for growers like Le Pierre, entire livelihoods are hanging in the balance. Clementine, Logan, CCTV, San Pedro, Cote d'Ivoire.